I'm from India, from New Delhi, and I moved to Brighton in 2015. So I've moved for this course, and so far so good. So I'm studying fashion communication with business studies, and I'm in my final year now. I chose the course mainly because of its placement program. So it has the placement year between the second year and final year. So it gives me a chance to see the industry before I graduate. So rather than having to start all over again after I finished, it kind of gives me a taste of the industry beforehand. Yeah. So for me, the course and the location kind of fell together perfectly, mostly because I applied to about 5 colleges and this was the only one with placement year, and also it being so close to London if I had to travel, and I am commuting right now, just working part-time, but it's convenient. It's not something that I have to come from Nottingham and fly and stuff, so it's quite easy. So I worked with 2 companies. I worked with Selfridges for 2 weeks, and I worked in the personal shopping department, so David Beckham, completely passed out cold. And then I worked with MaxMara for 8 months in their wholesale department. The placement year really helped me because before I went for the placement year, I didn't know I would enjoy wholesale. I only saw personal shopping or buying, but wholesale is the other side of it. And I find myself leaning towards it more. So now when I graduate, I want to work in operations or logistics. So it has helped kind of broaden your perspective onto other subjects. I think for me, my favorite part would be, and this is really sort of tiny, but studio time, being able, because we have different specialisms. So it's not like you're bound to do everything all 4 years. I remember we started our specialisms in second year, and I started with art direction and imaging. But now we all work together. So even though I'm not doing PR or marketing, I get to see what they're doing. So we work together. So you're still in that environment without kind of pressurizing yourself to kind of stick to it. I think for me, I compare the teaching and learning to India because that's where I did my foundation. But here you have more contact time with your tutors, and the relationship is very different. They're more friendly. It's not as it's not as unapproachable, I would say. Not to say that in India it's unapproachable, but here you just have that comfort factor. And definitely, and I've been thinking about this recently, that I have more opportunities here and more resources. So that is something I really enjoy, because even if something's not available through the library, my tutors will help me find something. So I think that's one of the biggest aspects for me. So the biggest inspiration for me from Brighton has been the pace of life, because 1, I'm a very anxious person. 2, I speak fast, so I do things very fast. So this has kind of slowed me down a little bit. So for me, my inspiration doesn't come, or influence doesn't come from sort of an art perspective, it just comes from a lifestyle perspective. And it has made me very aware of sort of the lifestyle and health aspect of life. I think the next steps for me would be to finish my degree, wrap it up nicely, do a good job, and then hunt for a different job. And hopefully continue to stay in this country, just because there's more for me with what I'm trained for now. So yeah, hopefully stay here, do something in operations, still work with luxury fashion, and yeah, fingers crossed.